Hi, I'm Monica. Welcome to my channel. I've wanted to have a YouTube channel for years, actually. I've thought about it for multiple years. Probably because when I first started viewing YouTube, I think it was 2011, maybe. So it's been a while. I just, I found so much benefit from it. I am a visual learner, and so, oops, dropped a stitch here. Hang on a second. Did I rescue it? Oops. Maybe. Holy moly. Yeah, I'll tell you, knitting with black yarn is no picnic. Anyway, got it. So, yeah, I was finding YouTube really beneficial for me. As a visual learner, being able to watch people demonstrate whatever it was they were doing. I went back and looked actually yesterday or day before, and the first YouTube video that I watched, according to my history, linked to that email address that I had at the time, was on how to make mint jelly. I never did make mint jelly yet. At the time, I didn't have mint in my garden. I've got plenty of it now, so I might try the recipe, except that I rewatched that video, and it called for, I think it was 3.5 cups of sugar. It was 1 cup of mint leaves and 3.5 cups of sugar to make this mint jelly. Well, mint's beneficial for you, right? But what's all that sugar going to do for you? I am a sugar addict. I'm not going to lie. I like, if it's got sugar in it, I probably like it. So that's a given. But still, I know from a health standpoint, mint itself has a whole bunch of benefits, and sugar does not have a bunch of benefits other than, it's tasty and it might soothe something on an emotional level, or, it's just tasty, and life is better when things are sweet as far as I'm concerned. But it's not healthy. So you can't really say, oh, I'm gonna go harvest this mint and feed my family this jelly when it's loaded with that much sugar. So I decided to not make the mint jelly, even after watching the video again. But then, just the other day when I was watching it, you know how YouTube gives you the suggested videos off to the side? There was another mint jelly recipe on the suggested videos, and that one referenced low sugar. So I didn't know this actually until yesterday, but that, the gelatin stuff you put in your jelly when you're making it, there's different brands, I'm sure. This particular video mentioned the Sure-Jell brand, but they have a version that works with low sugar or even no sugar recipes. So the next time I go to the store, I'm probably going to get some of that and try it, because my mint is ready to harvest. I also need to harvest some for tea. But yeah, so that was the first YouTube video that I watched. But since then, I've watched so many videos about gardening, sewing, cooking, cleaning, business, money, real estate, healing, different health issues, how to do some plumbing and other household type stuff, car things, motorcycle things. Pretty much any topic you can find out how to do something you want to do on YouTube. You can also have, not so much face-to-face conversations, but in the community section, like on favorite channels, there's a community tab, and some YouTube creators actually utilize that. So it's cool. You get to see what else has happened in their life, maybe there's also an Instagram account or a Facebook group, or maybe they're teaching a course or workshop or God knows whatever else people do. But they list it on there, and you can kind of keep track of what's happening with your favorite creators. So all that stuff, since 2011, I paid attention to. Oh my gosh, that's really, that's interesting. These people are doing their thing, and they're doing it, as far as I could tell at the time, independently. And even if there's a sponsored video and that creator is talking about a certain product, so what? There's commercials everywhere, so why not get one from somebody that you actually want to listen to? As far as I'm concerned, I mean, there's some of my channels have multiple sponsors, and so there might be multiple ads in there, or besides just the ads that like YouTube puts on there, the creators themselves can have relationships with brands where the brands sponsor that creator's work, which is great, because then you, the viewer, don't have to pay to see that, whether it's a performance or it's legit, authentic, whatever the case is. You don't have to pay for it, other than watch an ad here or there. And if you really appreciate the creator and what they're doing, buy their stuff if they've got something to sell, or hire them for a professional service if they happen to be professional doing whatever it is they're doing. And I started to figure that out over the course of time. Obviously not with that first video. Excuse the nose itch. My dog is shedding like crazy. There's hair everywhere. But the creators would talk about whatever they were doing in their video. Some time goes by and you hear them say, please like and subscribe, please hit the alarm button, it's really going to help my channel to grow, it's going to help my success here on YouTube, I really appreciate it. Well, after about the umpteenth time of hearing somebody say that, I started to pay attention to it and realized, oh, they're not just having their channel for the fun of it, although maybe some are as a hobby, but for some of the people on YouTube, it becomes income generating. It becomes a business. It becomes a way that they can sustain themselves, their families, help sustain their communities, maybe even if they get big enough, or whatever you call it, philanthropy, their charity is, they can contribute more in life by being able to be sustained. And I tuned into that concept thinking, how brilliant. I've been entrepreneur since I was, old enough to sign my first contract at 18, but even before then, doing odd jobs here and there to do my own thing. I also have been an employee. I've done both for lots of years. And I don't make a good employee. I'm too scatterbrained. I mean, I could do it. I like it, but it doesn't suit me in terms of, that fulfillment. I like to be my own boss. And I'm stubborn enough, I don't really like to be told what to do, and that's just a fact. And when I recognized that in myself, I was like, okay, what can I do that will help people and also help me, also work with how I operate in my daily life, how I want to be as a human being, and not have to follow what someone else is dictating to me. So here I am, all these years later, suddenly filling out a content schedule and thinking about what I want to share and express, and whether that's going to, what aspects of my life to share, how public I want to be about different things that I've been through personally, or just keep it strictly professional. I am a realtor. I have a professional license here in Nevada. I used to be an agent and broker in Alaska. I'm not currently licensed there though. And I have a long history in the healing arts, also licensed. And so I could keep things strictly professional and talk about all those things that my professional licenses allow me to talk about. That's great. But I also have been through some stuff in my life, and I have other experiences that I want to talk about. Things I like to do, like knitting, different recipes I'd like to share, craft projects, construction projects. I'm not the construction person, that is my husband. But they're cool projects, so I'd like to share them anyway. Stuff about my dog, stuff about my ancestry, bajillion different things. So as I started to learn about how to make a YouTube channel, I kept hearing over and over, you need to niche down. You need to find your niche. Who is your target audience? What's your, there's different buzzwords like avatar, who's your avatar client, things about SEO, Google Analytics, or I guess YouTube. Well, Google owns YouTube, so Google or YouTube Analytics, either one, both, whatever. All those things. If you're going to think about YouTube as a business, those are things that, I guess we should know. I didn't know this until recently, and I've been thinking about having a channel for, well, probably not since 2011 when I first started watching, but probably since 2015 when my son first got sick, because he asked me to share his story, and I figured that would be, a good place I could do it. And also by 2015, I was beginning to get my life a little bit together. So I felt like I had learned a few things over the course of time, and I had something of value that I could talk about, things that I could share. Then, of course, you have that little voice on the shoulder that says, who the hell do you think you are? What do you think you can say? Who's going to listen to you? You screw up so much of your life over and over again, same kind of mistakes. Who wants to listen to you? What is it of value that you have? What can you bring to the table that's beneficial for anybody? Because you're such a mess up. All true. But I feel like, more than anything, one of my superpowers, I guess you could say, is my optimism. How I look at life with like a view towards what's possible instead of what already is messed up or what I'm likely to mess up again. If I can get a little bit better every day at something, maybe eventually I'll be pretty good at it. I learned how to knit, and this is getting big. It's something I've designed. It feels artistic. Why can't I call myself an artist, right? So, same thing with poetry or writing stories or creating sewn items or needlework designs. I've done all of that stuff. I've sold things that I've made, but I never allowed myself to think of myself as I'm an artist because, well, frankly, probably mostly my generation just had the idea that to be an artist automatically meant I needed to starve. Clearly, I like to eat. I've got enough meat. So I didn't want to starve. I'm not interested in that. And my life partner, my husband, has, we both have strong work ethics, but his work ethic is like, what's the word? I don't want to say gung-ho, but basically he has a hard time relaxing. And his version of work is highly physical, always has been. Mine hasn't been. Mine has been more cerebral. The jobs that I've had, the tasks that I've needed to do have required more mental energy than physical energy. Good thing, because my physical body is not cut out for working my ass off like my husband does. But they're both work, you know. There's tasks involved with any aspect of life, and you know, that has value too if you're able to do certain things that, you know, require you to think about it, or you're able to do certain things that require you to muscle it about. Whatever the case is, we all have work to do, basically. And you know, my generation, or actually more so my husband's generation, is a little bit older than me. He's a boomer. I'm X-Gener. So in the boomer generation, in case you don't already know this, it's very typical to have the idea of, you know, you get a job, you work at it till you retire, forever, like it or not, it doesn't matter, as long as the bills are getting paid, your family's taken care of, you do what you need to do, and suck it up and deal with it if it's not a good situation for you. My generation has a lot of that, and a little bit of, okay, think about your job satisfaction, think about whether you find that work fulfilling, think about, you know, is it something of value that you're adding to the world, or is it sucking you dry? So, you know, that's been my vibe all along. I have worked. I started working when I was 14, but I've also worked for myself for a lot of years. Funny thing is, as independent-minded as I am, and how much I wanted to work for myself, and fortunately was able to do that, I didn't know a whole lot about business in general. I didn't understand certain things that I am still learning, and you know, that's been a challenge because maybe I didn't always think about some important business factors, like, yes, you can have a business license and manage to not be profitable. And you still have an active business license, so you're a business owner, but where's the money that you're supposed to be generating for your business? And how do you go about that? And when it rolls in, what do you do with it? Well, I didn't know. So there have been a lot of mistakes over the years. I can't really say mistakes, like it was never that big of a problem. But that's only because my husband had one of those boomer jobs where he wasn't going to quit because he was, you know, had the vibe to take care of his family, and that's what he did. And so that gave me the freedom to be in business for myself. And there were some years that were really nice and productive and profitable, and there were others that were not. And you know, I learned a lot in all of that. Fortunately, I'm still here in business. And now my business has taken on a different form than it had before, because I learned some things about taxes and, you know, business structure and all of those things that we also need to think about. I thought about them finally and made some changes. So anyway, yeah. Long story short, I'm transitioning. This is my business now. You're gonna get to hear me once a week prattle on about whatever's happening in the week. Like today, it'll be Tuesdays. I don't know what time of day, but sometime on Tuesdays. My original plan was 3:33 this morning, and it's like, I don't know, close to 8 o'clock right now in the night. But I got to go on a motorcycle ride, so that worked out. Anyway, yeah, I'm here. I have a lot to share, and I was talking before about, you know, learning about YouTube and how they said to niche down and find your target audience and all of that. Well, I figure that there's, I don't know, around 7 billion people on the planet. If you happen to not be my audience, that's okay. There's enough others. Not worried about it. But if you're here and you're interested to find out more about what I'm about, you'll want to hang out, it does actually help the channel if you'll subscribe and like and watch till the end of the videos. YouTube cares. That's how they make their money. And they're willing to share it with the creators who are here to hopefully entertain and enlighten and uplift you while you're here watching. That's what I'm here for. And you know, I'm happy to bring you into my life and to tell you what I'm about and share the things that I've experienced and pass on whatever good stuff I can pass on, and hopefully help you on the days that are hard for you to realize you're not the only one, because I've certainly had hard days too. I'll share some of that with you too. But yeah, you know, I need your help. I can't do it by myself. So that's the way you can help. You like, you subscribe, you hang out, you watch the videos, kick back, put your feet up, grab yourself a cup of tea, pick up some knitting, doodle, sew, listen to music, eat. I don't care what you do while you hang out with me, just hang out. I think the main goal for the channel is to realize we're all in this together. We're all doing the best we can with whatever our circumstances may be. I'll take you into my garden, show you how I'm working on projects, teach you what I have learned about business so far, tell you what I know about real estate so far, share my art with you, share my thoughts with you, my poems, my dog, my family, as much as they'll let me. And, you know, see what becomes of it. I am teaching myself to edit videos, to do production and post-production and all those things, and I have a long way to go. I'm filming on my phone. I don't have a proper camera, and I have a jacked up tripod. Not tripod. I have a jacked up tripod that is busted. Attachment, like it's cracked for real. The attachments have cracked because they're all cheap plastic. Because I have, like, you know, it's just starting out here. I have a shoestring budget. So my tech tools, like for the filming, my tripod is not high quality. It has broken. My attachments for said tripod are also cracked and, you know, duct taped and super glued and prayed over and all the things to just please hold it up long enough so I can get a few videos published. It's been a challenge, I tell you. But it's also been fun now that I finally decided to just move forward and make the most of it and learn as I go. And, you know, never have really been worried about perfection. I'm not really perfect at anything, so I'm never worried about failing or, you know, whatever, mistakes here and there. They don't really faze me. But I do want to provide decent content. I want to, you know, even if it's just something as simple as you being able to hear a voice that you find soothing, that comforts you, that helps you feel like, okay, I can breathe. It's not so bad, whatever is going through in your mind. If my voice can do that for you, no matter what I say, great. If it doesn't, if it's like, cat nails on a chalkboard to you, I get that too. Some people don't like to hear my voice. I'm fine with that. If I'm not, like I said before, if I'm not sure, if you're not my audience, that's okay. There's enough people out there that will be drawn to what I have to bring to the table. And that's what I'm here for. So yeah, if you're still here, thanks. I really appreciate you hanging out. I hope you come back. I hope you leave a note in the comments what you'd like to see, what you'd like from this channel. I hope to be here for many, many years to come. And I hope you help me. Just by liking and subscribing is a huge, huge help. So I really appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody. See you next week.